Good evening and welcome to Political Open Discussion on Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website www.kiblafm.com. Grab the details, the phone numbers, and so that way you can become of what we're doing here. We're about to get going on a very interesting discussion relating to Ghana, the voters register in Ghana, ahead of the 2020 election. The NPP, they're calling for a new voters register, whilst the NDC are saying no. It is, an attempt by the incumbent party to steal the 2020 election. They're trying to manipulate the system, put in some fake names ahead of the election day. That way they can advantage the incumbent president, Nana Akufo-Addo. Is that the case? Is that the case? We have two gentlemen with us right now, Brother Siba and Brother Abdurrahman. The two of them will, they're going to go at it. They're going to have to take this opportunity to break things down, explain to the members of the public on why, going for a new register is a good thing, or why go against it, why going for it is a bad move. So each of them will make a case. I say hello and welcome to Political Open Discussion first to Brother Abdurrahman, based out of South Africa.
Thank you, Brother Fuad, and thank you for the opportunity.
Welcome. And then
I would like to say hi to all listeners.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brother Abdurrahman. And secondly, we say hello to Brother Siba, joining us from Ghana. Brother Siba, hello and welcome to Political Open Discussion on Kibla FM.
Thank you, Brother Fuad. Good evening to you and good evening to our cherished listeners out there.
Great. Brothers, 2020 election, we're talking about 10 months away or less than 10 months away. Ghana will go to the polls to elect another president, a new president, or to re-elect a president. The leading choices, President Nana Akufo-Addo and former President John Dramani Mahama. So one of these men will be the next president of Ghana, or Ghanaians will choose to retain the incumbent. We don't know yet. But one of the major issues here is regarding the voters register. NDC, I say do not even try it. Don't think about it. NPP are suggesting that we need to go get a new voters register ahead of the election 2020. Brother Siba, why is it a bad idea to go for another or a new voters register ahead of the election 2020? Take the next 5 minutes and make a case. Why is it a bad idea? Because you from the NDC camp, the world is listening to you on Kibla FM. Go ahead. I think the brother Siba has I think he's having a problem with his network, so I'll have Brother Abdurrahman, you take it over and deliver the next 5 minutes. Why is it a good idea? Why is it a good idea? Because you belong to the part of the political, system that want a new exercise to be discharged to gather a more updated electoral register ahead of the 2020 election. Why is this such a good idea? Go ahead, Brother Abdurrahman.
Thank you, Brother Fuad, and thank you again for the opportunity. I would like to say good evening to all listeners and good morning to those in Asia. Brother Fuad, the NPP as a political party has been very consistent in their call for a new electoral register in Ghana. We started the call in 2000, before the last election. And the NDC, for some strange reason, has been forcefully against the compilation of a new electoral register for reasons best known to them. Brother, the current electoral register that we're using in Ghana has been so defective. We've got people who are not Ghanaian citizens and who are participating in our elections. given the porous nature of our borders in West Africa, a person from the neighboring country can easily cross the borders to Ghana and come and participate in our elections and then go back to his country of origin, which is not the best. Brafad, I'm hearing some noise in the background.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can.
It's in the part of Brother Siba. Brother Siba, we would request that you either mute your
Yes.
part of the equipment, and that way we can hear Brother Abdurrahman speak clearly. Go ahead, Brother Abdurrahman.
Yes. So, Brafad, so we in the NPP are calling for a new electoral register for the sake of transparency. The NDC, on the other hand, are refusing for the Electoral Commission of Ghana to compile a new register because they seem to be benefiting on criminals from other countries who come to participate in our elections. And for the records, and I've been saying this time and again, that the NDC has never won any credible elections in Ghana. They've never done that. They always did it through crooked means, fraudulent means, using people who are not of Ghanaian origin to vote for them. And therefore, as a political party, the NPP, realized that the NDC are capitalizing on that. Then we started insisting before the last election that we should compile a new electoral register and also ensure that people who are not Ghanaians will not be able to find their ways into the register. And the NDC do not want that to happen. It is very strange, Brafwad, because whatever you are doing and you do not have any criminal intent, you should be open for a new voter register. You should be able to, because our laws in Ghana states categorically that a foreigner is not allowed to participate in our election. They use ghost names to vote, NDC. They have people who are not registered at all, and they have people who does double voting. So they always benefit on, they take advantage on the current register that we have. So they will do anything to stop the Electoral Commission from compiling a new voter register. Just before the last elections, a gentleman by the name Abu Ramadan went to court to insist that certain names should be expunged from the voter register. And the NDC, again, were vehemently against that idea. Abu Ramadan headed to the courts and got a judgment. And the court ordered the Electoral Commission to remove names of those who registered with the NHIS cards. And Brafwad, for the benefit of listeners who do not know what the NHIS card is, it is the health insurance card. And this health insurance card, it's a card that anybody, even if you are not a Ghanaian, can get access to. You are allowed to come in and register. So, before the last elections, the Electoral Commission of Ghana allowed NHSI card holders to be able to register as voters. So Abu Ramadan saw the loophole and then decided to head to court. And the court gave a clear rule that they should remove names of those who are using the NHS, who use the NHS card to register. The NDC again were against this. even though the court ruled against it. And Bafad, until now, as we sit today, there are still names of people who registered with that particular card and whose names are still in our voter register. So what we are saying as an NPP, the NPP party is saying that we need a credible register. And a credible register means that a credible elections. We have nothing to fear as far as the election of Ghana is concerned, because we know that we defeated the NDC overwhelmingly, and we will repeat it. And we defeated them overwhelmingly, including their referee. The referee was on their side. Charlotte Osei was on their camp. But we went on and defeated them. So why does the NDC think that this time around we will need the help of the electoral commissioner to be able to defeat them again? So maybe when the brother comes on board, he will be able to explain that to the world. But Brafwad, whether they like it or not, the electoral commission is an autonomous body. They are not answerable to any political party. And they have stated categorically that they are going to go ahead with the compilation of a new voter register. I think I will end here and wait for the brother to come in so that I can hammer him very well. Thank you so much.
Thank you to Brother Abdurrahman for that wonderful submission, the initial brief submission. You're listening to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, www.qiblafm.com. Access our resources. Grab the phone numbers so you can be a part of this discussion. So if you have something to say, you're welcome to call in and bring it on board. Come say it. These two gentlemen will also they're ready to answer the question. So if you have any question for them, you can also call in and push them to the wall. Brother Siba from the NDC camp, you know, according to the brother from the NPP, that he said is not anything to be scared of, because election is about, you know, doing it, you know, clean and you know, just make it fair. And to be fair, to make it fair, you need to make sure that the right people, the eligible voters, are voting. The citizens are the ones going on election days to cast their ballot, and not foreigners. And according to this brother, the registry is, you know, is made out of people from neighboring nations, people that are not citizens of Ghana. They're going and they're getting ready to go vote. And he's saying that should not be something that should be encouraged, and that he supports the call of the NPP to clean up the system and make sure they have the right registry ahead of the election. So go ahead, Brother Siba.
Thank you very much, Brother Fuad. I would like to say good evening once again to Brother Rahman, as well as our cherished listeners out there. I really like the topic, and I like my brother Rahman's submissions. Brother Fuad, our topic of discussion tonight on the program of open political discussion much emphasizes on two phases, which of course the first phase has been tackled by Brother Rahman, and I'm to make some correction before I then proceed with my submissions with regard to that. In the first place, Brother Rahman made mention of, in the general list of the Electoral Commission, possesses a names of people who uses their national health insurance or mutual health insurance card as guarantee during the days of the registration, and for that matter, there is a need for a new registration, which of course I say is below the belt. That is nothing but only a freaky excuse for them to loot the nation as they used, and to dirty and muddy the process of clean, general, free and fair election we used to have previously. Brother Fuad, Brother Rahman also made mention of a candidate at Medina, Abu Ramadan. Abu Ramadan is one of our candidates who represented NDC in the last, just ended 2016 election. And the constituency which he filed for NDC is Adenta, Medina Adenta. That is where he filed. You should go back and check the reason why Abu Ramadan took the EC to court, but not on the substantial allegation he has raised. For sure, Ghana doesn't need voters' ID card or newly registered ID card. Brother Fuad, did you know we just did the local election recently? The assembly, the local government representatives election just last month. Did you know we just did it in January?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
We use the same record or register which they said is not genuine, and for that matter, rehabilitation. We use that same record and register to conduct that election. Let's put that one aside. We use that same register to confirm the citizens, or because we did confirmation. People came for exhibition before. That was somewhere in October 2019. We did in the same register we also use in confirming the national identification of some citizens of this country. And then we use that same register to conduct the total number of people. All these things which took place was done within the period NPP are serving us as a nation. They use this for the local election. They use it for so many, but why didn't they complain in those days? Until now, purposely because they want to muddy this year's election. Then they are requesting. Moreover, brother, look at the period. From now to election, we are left with only 10 months. The 11th month, we go in to cast votes. How sure are you within the limited given time that every Ghanaian is going to be counted or is going to have the opportunity? Moreover, how sure are we the equipment which they are now trying to buy, they are not going to put or take the default ones to our strongholds? Rather, take the correct ones to or they are going to take the default ones to their strongholds, whereby everybody can conduct or cast or have the opportunity to vote massively than our stronghold. These are some of the questions behind our critic. The timing of the proposal for the newly registration is very bad. And then the allegations, the reason behind the proposal for the newly registered to they are not genuine. You and I could attest to the fact that if the same register can be used to conduct so many national assemblies, which includes the selection of the local representative, then why can't it be used for this as well? That is why we are marching from region to region, from office to office, to the Electoral Commission, which of course we just did in 3 days, telling them to suspend the agenda of the newly registered and wait maybe at the appropriate time. That is when there is much time to be able to conduct or to cover everybody, then for sure. And besides, when was the last register done? The officials which that same EC have selected to conduct, were they not genuine? They don't trust their credibility, or were they bribed for them to register foreigners or people who are not? So their reasons are not genuine. That is why we are denying. And moreover, the timing for the conduction of the new register is too bad. The time is few. So they should just allow us go with the register or the record we have until the election is over. Then we can plan forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Siba. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers and call in. So if you have something to say, you agree or disagree with one of these two gentlemen, you're welcome to call in and bring it on board. Come say something, because we're talking something serious here. 2020 election to elect the next president of the Republic of Ghana. NPP, they want a new register. They're saying, hey, listen, clean up the system, okay? Because according to the brother and some of the NDC, NPP activists, they have ghost names of people who are deceased. They're gone. They're not alive. They need to be taken out of the system. You have some outdated info that needs to be, cleaned up. But the brother Siba is saying, why now? Why are they pushing to get a new registry now? Because the local election, he had said that the local election was conducted using the same registry, and that was a month or so ago. That so many exercises where they use the same registry. So why now? Why would you use this registry for such an important process as early as we're talking January? Last month. So why now? We're talking 10 months to election, day. Why are you trying to, bring a whole new system? The guys are saying NDC are saying they smell something fishy, that this is an attempt, and the whole excuses by the NDC, the NPP is a pretext. NDC are saying no. They say it's an attempt to steal the election in favor of the incumbent President Nana Akufo-Addo. Brother Abdurrahman, take it over. 5 minutes.
Good, Brofad. I think I will advise my brother Siba to, restrict himself to what he knows. If he doesn't know something, he should not even try to comment about it. He made mention that he wanted to correct me, and in the process, Brofad, he committed a schoolboy error. What is, in fact, is a howler, what he has just committed. Brother, Abu Ramadan has never been a member of the NDC. This shows that my brother does not even know what goes what goes on in the NDC. Abu Ramadan has never been an NDC member. There is a gentleman by the name Adamu Ramadan. Adamu Ramadan is an NDC person, and he is not the one that took the electoral commissioner to court. It is Abu Ramadan, the brother of Samira Baumia. Abu Ramadan used to be a PNC member. He has never been an NDC member. So please check the records before you come to say that you want to correct me. Please do that. Yes. Brother, you can cross-check, because I believe you have coaches behind you who would maybe be able to correct you on that. The whole world is listening to me. And Abu Ramadan will sue you if you keep saying to the whole world that he's a member of the NDC, because he's not.
All right, let's go.
Brother, yes. The question is being asked, why are the NDC scared of a new register? Brother, as I mentioned, NPP has been very consistent in their call. Even when we were in the opposition, we were calling for a new register. So our position hasn't changed. Our position hasn't changed at all. And they refuse. And for the records, I also want to mention something before I forget. It is not the NPP that is asking for a new register this time around. It is the same electoral commission that is saying that a new register is required for a successful 2020 election. And the electoral commission is an autonomous body. They are not answerable to any political party. They are not even answerable to the government of Ghana. They have the powers to do what they want to do, provided whatever they are doing is within our constitution. If whatever they are doing does not go against the constitution of the good country called Ghana, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And the Electoral Commission is saying that they have already budgeted for the purchasing of new machines. And look at this, Bro Fuad. The person who actually signed the contract for the purchase of new electoral machines was the former Electoral Commissioner, Charlotte Osei, and not even this current one. So I really don't understand. Look, Bro Fuad, look, the fact is very clear. The NDC knows very well that they have already lost the election. And therefore, because they know they have already lost the elections, they are doing everything possible to create doubts in the minds of the good people of Ghana, so that when they are being humiliated in December 2020, they can then claim that they have been cheated. That is what they are doing, because they know very well that they have already lost. The NDC knows very well that they've already lost the elections, and look, they kept changing their reasons, and now SIBA is telling the whole world a new reason. At first, they were talking about cost, and when the Electoral Commissioner explained to them that, look, do not worry about the cost, everything has already been taken care of. What is your problem? The Electoral Commission is not a political party. That's a referee.
Okay, thank you so much.
That is why they call them the Independent Electoral Commission of Ghana. So NDC, whether you like it or not, you will be defeated again. And you should humble yourself so that when you are defeated, people will feel sorry for you. But the way and manner you are going about things, it will not be good in the end.
Thank you, Brother Abdurrahman. You're listening to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Umar. We have a call on the line, so let's go get him. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Salam alaikum, Haj Fuad.
Welcome to Qibla FM.
Muallim Dantata calling from Accra.
Awesome, Brother Muallim, go ahead. You live on Qibla FM political open discussion.
Thank you very much. Good evening, and good evening to your listeners. Good evening to your your panelists on the show.
Yes, sir.
I think Brother Abdurrahman is getting things wrong. I don't know where he's coming from his facts. Haj Fuad, he made mention of people registered with voters, this thing, health insurance card, this thing, foreigners in the register, whatever and whatever. Let me draw his attention to this accusation that he is making. First, this was done. This was after the 2012. After the 2012, this presidential this verdict that the NPP took us to court that we stole them, whatever. After that, these issues came up. And the NPP are the very people who called for this particular register that we are talking of. And the cleanup was done. The court ordered, this case was taken to court by Abu Ramadan. He's now a deputy NADMO coordinator or national whatever under this government. He took the issue to court that people's register with health insurance card. For that reason, they are not eligible to register with ID, voters national ID. And the court ordered that EC should remove all the names, all those who registered with national health insurance card should be exempted from the register. And it is done. And secondly, he's saying that there are foreigners in the register. So let's assume that there are foreigners in the registers, and the foreigners voted for this particular president in the 2012 election. The foreigners voted. Does it mean that Nanado is not a legitimate president? Because this particular register was used in the 2016 election. And more to the point, let me draw his attention to the matter that we are talking right now. Haj Fuad, we are in this country when this particular NPP people said that when normally after every 2 elections they used to change voters register. which they think that is a waste of resources. They call for this biometric register. That when we do this biometric register, it will take us time. There will not be need for changing register again. And their concern was taken, and the biometric register was created. And today you are saying that particular biometric register is not credible again. Let me ask him one question. When they are saying that the register is not credible, EC, this particular EC that we are talking of, use this register and created organized referendum for the creation of 6 new regions. 6 new regions. It was created under this particular government with this particular register. And secondly, this particular register is used in conducting the election that we just finished, 17th December 2019. We went in for assembly election with this particular register. And the register, the biometric futures is working at the rate of 96.4%. 96.4% according to EC, according to Electoral Commission, that the assembly election that they conducted, 96% of people have passed through the system. It works all right. There is no problem. You see, and the president went ahead and recommend the EC for the election that they did. That was the most credible election that has ever been done in this country. After the 17th December election that the EC did, His Excellency Nana Addo went to his NPP political platform and said that the election was very credible, very credible.
Caller from Ghana, I've got a question for you. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, grab the phone numbers on www.kiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers and call in and bring some points. Come say something. So you accepting and admitting that with the current voters register, we have, some outdated info, like individuals in the register. You're admitting that it's indeed a fact. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that the register is very, very credible, according to the Electoral Commission. After the conduct of the...
you had said that, even if, some of the info were to be wrong, that the same info were used in the past election, 2016. So according to you, there's no need to go change it. So are you suggesting that if the info are now accurate, it should still apply in 2020 election? Is that what you're saying? Clarify.
What I'm saying is that there is nothing wrong with the register, because all the claims that NPP is saying, they are saying that people use national health insurance, and court ordered for those people to be removed out of the register, and it was done.
Okay.
So what they are saying is that, what I'm saying, the register is very credible, according to the Electoral Commission, and lately the president himself commended Electoral Commission for conducting a most successful election. According to him, that the most successful election ever.
Oh boy, the brother in Ghana, we've lost you. You're welcome to call back in and wrap up that submission. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Brother Siba, take it over, because that brother came to support your stand.
I want to make this correction. I guess it should be a slip of tongue.
No, it was not a slip of tongue. Just admit that you made a mistake. Listen to me, Siba. You have to admit that you made a mistake. It was not a slip of tongue.
Brother Rahman.
That is not what you call a slip of tongue.
Brother Rahman.
Yeah, so just admit that Rahman, you made a...
Are you with me?
Okay, I'm listening to you.
I speak the only before you now hear me out, Brother Rahman.
Go ahead.
It's fine. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Are you okay now?
Go ahead.
Brother Fuad, I guess that should be a slip of tongue. Abu Ramadan is
that is not, and this is where I disagree with you. That is not what you call a slip of tongue.
coordinator.
That is not a slip of tongue.
That was a slip of tongue.
Let's hear the brother out. Let's hear him out. Go ahead.
Out there.
Brother Fuad.
That mistake.
Go ahead, brother.
Yes,
Go ahead. Let him wrap up. Let him submit, and then you get a take. Let him submit.
There is nothing wrong with the register. There are so many instances where the president of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, has come out to commend upon the fundings given to him by those people who possess it. That's the EC board. As I cited example of that ended local representative elections. Afterward, there are so many national consignment that has been used or that has been done through the help of that same register. And nobody has come out to complain or to challenge the register that, oh, the register is no good or there is a corrupt or virus. No, nothing. Our fear, let's just ignore the confirmation of the EC. It's the other political party, their fear behind their denial is one. How sure are you that, Brother Fuad, they wouldn't take a default equipment to the stronghold of their opponents? Or they won't take a default machines to their stronghold where they can do kululu for everybody to cast in the vote or to be able to cast in their vote. These are some of the fears. The security of Ghana, the security of our nation is currently at stake because any move EC will take with regard to the conduction of newly voters registered is going to cast a big doubt into the minds of Ghanaians that the election is not genuine. And wherever there is no justice, you and I know the replicates or the implications of it. Can you remember what Bernard Monad said? That is the chairman for PNC. That the day they submitted their petition to EC, that when they refused suspending the idea of the newly registered, and goes ahead to, they shall be there not to submit and leave, but they will be there to sleep with them day in, day out, day and night until they suspend. And when someone is pushed to the wall and then he's ready to come out to fight for his right to some extent, it's not going to prevail peace. So we are all saying they should drop that registration. Drop it, that is the agenda. Or else the peace of Ghana is at stake. Because there is nothing wrong with it. Let's have a credible election as we've been experiencing. It was that same register that we use in conducting the 2016 one that declares His Excellency Akufo-Addo the victory. Even this administration, this current EC chairperson has given opportunity. The Electoral Commission has given opportunity to newly people who hasn't been registered to conduct registration. Why didn't they use that period to call in for a general newly registered to be conducted? There could have been an enough time, an eligible time that everyone will be counted. Everyone, it will be inclusive. But within this tiny, shady period, when you even hear the excuse they are not giving again, they are telling us the month they have chosen for the conduction of the newly registered will befall on within the Ramadan period. And for that matter, the turnout will be low and what. They are now pushing it very closer. That means this is going to be done in 3 or 4 months for elections to be conducted, which of course is not going to be in favor of the opposition parties and other political parties, as well as the citizens of the Ghana at large, because the peace of the state is at stake. They have to suspend this to allow the peace we used to enjoy prevail as a nation. Thank you, Brother Fuad.
Thank you, Brother Siba. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers, call in, and bring your take. Come say something. Brother Abdurrahman, go ahead. Take 3 minutes and deliver, and then we can get in the next caller. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brother Fuad. And thanks for my brother, Dantata, from emerging from his hideout because he was running from me, and the submissions has made him to come out. Bradford, he made mention of some things. He said, if I am alleging that foreigners participated in our elections, last elections, then it means that I'm saying that Nana Addo got his votes from foreigners. That is not what I'm saying. We all know very well that it is the NDC that benefits from that and not the NPP. NPP doesn't benefit from foreigners participating in our election. And that is why we are trying to curb that. We are saying that we will no longer allow any foreigner to participate in our elections. Ghanaian elections should remain Ghanaian elections. It shouldn't be elections of Burkina Faso or elections of Cote d'Ivoire or any other country. It should be strictly Ghanaian election. And then also, I think he confused something. He said the electoral commissioner says that the biometric the current electoral whatever, it's 93% successful. I think he's making a mistake. That's not what the electoral commissioner said. The electoral commissioner is saying that the biometric system, it's 93% okay. What that means is that you should remember, it is not only the biometric system that is the voter registration, the data, it's separate from the biometric machine. And in fact, Brafwa, this reminds me of something. Do you know that the electoral commission does not keep the data? It is an Israeli company that keeps the data, which is not good. We shouldn't be having another country keeping our electoral data. That is very wrong. So now, the current, the NDC, you should move with the system. We are in 2020. You guys should also move on. The electoral commissioner is saying that the current machines that they want to purchase, and most of these machines, the old ones that we were using, are obsolete. They're no longer working properly. Even the company that manufactured those machines are now saying that they will no longer be able to provide them with spare parts to be able to fix those machines. It is a company in Netherlands that provides those machines to the Republic of Ghana. And now they are saying that they will no longer be able to maintain those machines. And those machines, for the record, were last refurbished in 2014. You see, which is quite a long time ago. And you are also comparing the local election with the national election. The two are not comparable. Assemblyman election you don't compare that with the national election. Presidential and parliamentary election. You do not compare the two. No. Listen, when you were talking, I was quiet. Just write down whatever I was and listen and learn. So you see, Brother Fuad.
Yes.
Now, my brother Siba also kept mentioning that how are we sure that we will not take, he used the word default machines, to their strongholds. Brother Siba, you see, we are learning. I know we are learning. There are children who are also learning, who are listening to this program, and they are picking up some things from what we are saying. There's nothing like default machines. Default is a totally different word. It's got nothing to do with machines. When you are owing someone and you have an agreement to pay the person on a certain date, and you do not pay that person on that particular date, it means that you have defaulted. I believe you wanted to say faulty machines and not default.
Don't worry, faulty or default. I hope that makes sense. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I understand. I'm just it's just for correction.
Whether default,
so, Brother Fuad, all right, thank you.
You can mention and then, thank you.
And then, Brother Fuad, you see, that argument is very flimsy. It's got no legs to stand. Here is the case. The electoral commissioner is saying that they want to replace the whole equipment. They're not saying they want to mix with new ones. They are replacing the whole equipment. So why do you think that the electoral commissioner will now send the old ones, the faulty ones to your. So you see, even by his argument, Rafat,
Yes.
he's admitting that the machines are faulty. By his argument, that is what he's saying. He's admitting that those current ones that we have are faulty.
So that
these
means
are machines.
that goes
the
to support.
batteries could,
That goes to support the call for the system to be updated. Is that what you're
for
trying to say?
a new, exactly,
All right.
exactly.
All right,
exactly,
let's get in the caller.
Admitting to that.
Awesome. Thank you so much,
Right.
Brother Abdurrahman. You're listening to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Umar. Our website, www.qiblafm.com. Log on to that website. Grab the phone numbers. Call in and be a part of this discussion. If you have something to say, call in and say it. You're welcome. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Call on the line.
My name is Armia Osama. I'm calling from Ghana.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You're live on Qibla FM political
My name
open
is
discussion.
Osama. I'm calling from Ghana.
Okay. The world is listening. What do you have to say?
Thank you very much, Senior, for what?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The reasons for the NPP wanting to have a new voter register is as selfish as the NDC's opinion not for us to have a new voter register. These two parties are selfish, and their reasons are nothing but selfishness. When you move beyond this argument between the two major political parties, you will realize that their lives for over 20 years of politicking is over. Now their new contingency plan to rig election is software and own the gadgets. So that's why you see the NDCs on the streets in red. In their red, you see the NPPs as well on every radio station. Defending us. They are doing this because Ghanaians are tired of their lives. Ghanaians are tired of their lives, and they are burdening us with their lives, and it's not marketable anymore. So the only thing they do is to buy and own the software and the devices so they can rig election. Both parties know political elections
Hold on a second.
are not won.
Hold on a second, caller.
Won by those.
So you try to say if
Yes,
NDC is, say example, the NDC are in charge, they have their own system. They would maintain it as long as they're able to win elections. And if they lose, the other party comes in, they try to change it and manipulate the whole system and maintain that registry as long as they're also able to win elections. Is that what you're saying? That's
precisely.
okay.
And to add to that, brother, we're in the world of technology. We are in the world of technology. New software, that means the NDCs are cut off. They have no idea. But these two parties have familiarized themselves with the old software. You know, that's where they can play the game on equal level. But
Here's a catch. Here's a catch. Here's a catch.
New software they are bringing. When will we master?
Caller from Ghana. Here's a catch, though. Here's the catch. If that was the case, okay. If the case was that the NDC have their own software, so they want to maintain it, and when they're not winning anymore, they would like to change it.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not that NDC has its own software.
Okay.
But the old voter register we've been using all this while. Both political parties have used it.
So the old one
elected or appointed EC.
So the old register.
Yes, sir.
Which party does it favor? The old register. Does it favor one or the other? NDC, NPP.
Like what? I started my comment saying the reason for NPP needing a new voter register is as selfish as the NDCs not wanting a new voter register. It's all about these two political parties. When was the last time they went on the street when there was an increase in coal tax? When we were slapped with now in Ghana, almost everything has been taxed. You don't see them on the streets. We see road accidents every day. You don't see them on the streets protesting that we need roads. We need to dualize our roads.
Gosh, brother in the network, just call back. we've lost him. Do call back and call back and finish your statements. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. I was a little bit missing or confused as to the point that the brother was trying to make, because at one point he had said that, or at least that's what I understood, that if one of those parties have owned the system or has an advantage, if the advantage, they'll keep it. Okay, but if it's going to be a disadvantage, they want it changed. And my follow-up was going to be, okay, if that was the case, then how did President Mahama, what caused him the defeat in 2016? If, the register was, favorable to him, what caused the defeat then? So I'm a little missing. Brother, call back and resubmit your statement. Let's go back to Brother Abdurrahman. Take 2 minutes and let's bring in another caller. Go ahead.
Yes, Brother, definitely you will be confused, because I'm just as confused as you as far as his submissions are concerned, because it doesn't really make sense for him to say that both parties are taking advantage of the register. Brother, what we are saying as an NPP, we're not saying that we want to take advantage of the register. We won the elections with the old register. So if for anything at all, we would have liked to maintain it, because as the saying goes, if it is not broken, you don't fix it. So in fact, we are actually taking a risk by calling for a new register. Any other person ordinarily would just continue with the old one, because it did favor us. So, and I don't believe that, look, the NDC said something. Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, you're live.
Hello?
Go ahead. Go ahead, Brother Abdurrahman.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, I can hear you.
Go ahead, Brother
It's
Abdurrahman.
like the net.
I think Brother Abdurrahman has an issue with the network. Yeah, he's got an issue, so let's work to get him back on the air. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Our website, www.kiblafm.com. Log on and access our resources. Grab the phone numbers. Call in and say something. Come in and call in and contribute. So if you disagree with anything or you agree, you're welcome to call in and say it. Voters register. The registry in Ghana ahead of 2020 election. We're talking 10 months to till election day. NPP wants a new, registry, because they're saying the current one is outdated. Ghost names, foreigners, etc., etc. And the NDC are saying no, leave it alone, because, we've done this thing before. We've went to court and had to go through that process, that cleanup process. So leave the registry alone and let's go to election. The activist, Brother Siva, is saying, should a new registry be put in place, it would put in the peace of Ghana is at stake, because Ghanaians would not accept it. That the current registry should be used for 2020 election. That the attempt by the incumbent party to change it or to clean it up, as some of them are claiming that is the intention. Back off, says the NDC. Let's go back to the phone line and bring in another caller. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Hello, my name is Modibo Takalimi Shehu Ibrahim Kaula Anyas. I am calling from Atlanta, Georgia.
Brother Modibo, welcome to Kibla FM Political Open Discussion. The world is listening to you. Go ahead.
I thank you very much for taking my calls among the numerous calls that I've been getting.
Thank you.
Please allow me 1 or 2 minutes as I'm trying to wrap up so that others can also come in.
Yes, sir.
I thank my brothers. I thank my brothers as hostess of this lovely program, and I also thank you very much for this lovely program. God bless you all. Thank you. As you can see my voice, I'm trying very hard to wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
In the first place, even though this is politics, but as Muslims, we should not forget where we're coming from. Whatever we utter, allow me to be religious a little bit, please, because this is an open discussion and it's politics as well. I want my brother Abdurrahman in South Africa, right?
Yes, sir.
To be little bit mindful as a Muslim. I say this with due respect, and I hope he will consider whatever I go wrong. That is to say, point number one, as he said from his opening remarks, that NDC never won election in legitimate way. If I am paraphrasing what he said, but it looks the same thing as he said, even though my words and phrases are different. That since day one, NDC never won election in a legitimate way. For that matter, in a crook way. As Muslims, we should not forget وَلَا تَكْفُوا مَا لَيْسَ لَكَ بِهِ إِلْمًا إِنَّ السَّمْعَ وَالْبَصَرَ وَالْفُؤَادَ كُلُّ أُولَٰئِكَ كَانَ عَنْهُ مَسْئُولًا. Whatever comes out of our mind, our ears and heart, we will be questioned on the day of judgment. I want my brother Abdurrahman in South Africa to be very mindful, because this is like a very strong accusation on NDC government. I am not NDC. I am neither an NPP. I'm an American citizen here struggling for my better lives. However, Ghana is where I came from, so I cannot forget about that. So, Brother Abdurrahman, I beg you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what you cannot answer Allah on the day of judgment, do not utter it. Because at the moment, there you cannot prove beyond reasonable doubt that NDC from day one never won election in a legitimate way. Please, you cannot prove that.
I think the brother Abdurrahman wants to retract that statement. I think
yes.
he wants to retract.
No.
You don't want to?
No,
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not retracting.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm not retracting.
Let me land, please.
And I have reasons
Hello?
why I said so.
What are some of the reasons? Go ahead, brother Abdurrahman.
Okay. Respectfully, I wouldn't want us to dwell on that alone. But what I want to say is this, Rafat. Look, from the 1992 elections, the NDC rigged the elections. As a result of that, the NPP did not even participate in the parliamentary elections. Look, NDC uses violence, crooked means to win elections. And I'm telling you this, and look, I want everybody to listen to me. NDC never won election free and fair. It has never happened in Ghana. And I mean it. I'm not just saying this.
Brother Rahman,
I'm not just saying this.
You are now.
And I think, can I finish? Can I finish? You will have the opportunity to talk. Can I just finish?
No, you can't finish, Brother Rahman. I want you to retrieve that.
No, I'm not gonna. You won't get that from me.
You, Brother Rahman.
Look, and let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm a very principled person, and I don't just say things. And when I say something, I stand by it. You would have to prove to me, because you would have to prove to me that you have won elections free and fair in Ghana before. Then I will agree. But as far as from where I sit, I am more than convinced that NDC has never won elections free and fair. They've never won free and fair elections in Ghana.
Guys,
it has never happened. And let me tell you something.
We can agree to disagree. That's just his opinion. I think we should.
Yes, and I think people should understand something. The brother who phoned him, to be honest with you, Brother Fuad, I respect him so much. You know, just for the name that he's carrying also. I do respect him. But I would plead with him, since he says that he neither belongs to the NDC or the NPP, I would plead with him to stay away from this topic, because really, I'm a very principled person, and I always try to stand by what I say.
Let's go back to that caller. Let's go back to that caller and allow him to conclude his submission. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Rahman, I thank you very much. It was just a religious advice. Since you said you still stand by it, no problem. Alhamdulillah. On the day of judgment, this thing that I'm saying myself, I'll be questioned. So I do respect your opinion in regard to that. It was just a religious advice. That's it. Okay. If I should continue, when I say Takalmi Shehu Ibrahim, I mean it. And Shehu Ibrahim was a political figure as well. He wrote so many letters to political leaders, including even one of the American president right here. Himself was a statesman. So I have the right to participate in my religious, economic, and social wherever, both Ghana and abroad. It's my right to do so. So I will not stay out. This is a political
I'm not saying brother. I'm not saying you should stay away from politics.
He said
you don't understand what I'm saying.
He said he respected
I'm saying I have a lot of respect for you, but I'm also saying.
Oh boy, that caller, we've lost you. Call back. Do call back and resubmit. I think
let me clarify something.
Yes, go ahead, Brother Abdurrahman, because what I've heard is that Brother Abdurrahman was actually complimenting the name that the brother had.
I think he doesn't. Yes, he didn't hear me clearly. What I'm saying is that I respect him a lot.
Right.
And I'm also respecting him because he attributed himself to Sheikh Ibrahim. So I respect him more for that. So I'm saying that since he says that he neither belongs to the NDC or the NPP, he should try to stay away from NPP NDC affairs, because my brother Siba has told a mountain of lies on this program, and he could not say anything about those. So why pick on something that I have said, and I'm saying it in principle, I mean what I say. So that is why I'm saying that respectfully, I will not retract those statements, but I still respect him. So the NDC NPP affairs, I would plead with him to stay away from those. He can keep doing politics, but the NDC NPP affairs, I think it's better he stay away from those ones. Yeah.
Political open discussion.
But I respect it.
Political open discussion on Kibla FM is about, how you see things, right? Opinions. Brother Abdurrahman has the right to give his own, take on issues. You don't have to agree with him, but at least you can agree to disagree. Okay, that's what he sees, and he analyzed the election. I bet you he's been voting in Ghana for some years. And
Brother, let me give one example. NDC, in the history of Ghanaian election, and anybody can go and cross-check. NDC has never won any election in a university campus. It has never happened in Legon, UDS, a university that they helped created. They could not win any election there. They could not win any election at the University of
That's another subject for
It's because where people know what they are about, the NDC cannot win it. They win elections through deceit, violence. That is why I said the NDC has never won election free and fair, and those were the keywords.
Go ahead.
There has never been an instance where MPP have taken an issue or there is no any proof to your allegation. You are raising a very serious allegation, which you've been
advised. Let's come back to the topic,
but still you are sticking to it. This allegation you are raising.
Guys, I like us to go back to the phone lines because we have some callers on the line. I think we're gonna do 4 more callers, 4, and then that will be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that will be it. Let's go. Hello, your name and where you calling from? Boy, I think we've lost that caller. Let's bring another one. Hello, your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, my name is Hassan. I'm calling from Paris.
Brother Hassan from Paris, France. You're live on Kibla FM. Political open discussion. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for Mr. Abdurrahman and Mr. Siba. Well, I have just something to say about the debate. I think if you want to say something about the politics in Ghana, I think the NDC, the NPP, all of them are the same. No any different. All of them. The way Mr. Abdurrahman is saying that NDC never won the election, the free and fair, is the same as NPP. All of them are the same. All of them are the same. If you want to, all of them are the same.
What made you say that?
Yeah, because how many years NDC in the power? More than 20 something years. NPP soon in the power, I think is getting to, I don't know if my memory can tell me the truth, maybe around 16 years. So what are we saying?
You've not seen anything.
With nothing. I disagree with my brother, Mr. Abdurrahman, because he need to say it.
All right,
if the NPP, if the NDC is not they are not fair in the election, it's the same as NPP because all the system is the same. And I don't support this new register. Why? Because the timeline is maybe it's good, it's something good, but the time is bad. Because we can't say the year of election you want to introduce this. It can be possible.
But it's a good idea, but the timing is wrong.
The time is bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's really wrong. But maybe it's good, but the time is really wrong.
Why do you support the idea though?
Well, they say there is a new system. You can, because the technology, I think we can do some certain things fast. We can identify people, fingerprint and certain things. So I think it's a good idea. But the time, there's a question mark. There's a lot of question marks.
So what is that question mark? Are you suggesting some forces are trying to manipulate the system to the advantage?
Of course. That is, of course. 99%, of course. It's sure.
But Brother Abdurrahman had said that it's not the incumbent government that will do it. It's an independent electoral body, the EC.
Who is independent? No, who is the EC? Who is the EC? It's the same. Who is EC? Who put the EC there? Is not the NPP put I there? Who is the EC? It's NPP. I'm the president and I put Mr. Fuad, you are the judge. So what are we saying? If I have a case before you, tell me the truth. Of course, you give me at least 70%. It's normal.
Brother from Paris, thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. We appreciate it. Brother, 75%, 70%. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Political open discussion. I think we have about 6 minutes to go. Brother Siba, I'll let you to take the next couple of minutes and say a word or two, and then let's go back to Brother Abdurrahman, and then move on to closing remarks. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brother Fuad. I think I need to add voice to what the caller is trying to say. The caller made mention of it's a nice initiative. The idea of the EC is a very good one, but the timing, I have never, just like myself, I've never denied their idea, but rather I complain about the timing as well as the credibilities of it. Brother Rahman has been trying to take away EC from government, and it always surprises me. Is it because it's not based at home? Is it the reason why he's pretending not to know the way system in Ghana here is operated? Or is he telling me, Charlotte say the former EC boss, it was her retirement, it's due, or her retirement was due, that was why she left office? Then she went on retirement, just like Partisan did. She was sacked, I would say so. I would say very shuffle. It would be too respectful. She was sacked and being replaced by who? By this current government. So what is the difference between the government and then the EC? These are some of the doubts I said that has been cast into the minds of Ghanaians, which of course they feel there is nothing genuinely with regard to this newly registered they are trying to conduct. The best thing that will allow the election to be peace, free and fair, and Ghana to retain the peace it always used to have is, let's maintain the previous record we had. Use it afterward when there is time, there is a consensus between the two political party or major party and other political parties that, we have agreed, let's come to board table. We have agreed, we accept, we both sign, there should be a newly voted register to be conducted, fine, we are okay with it. Then they should go ahead and do. But in this case, we are denying it. Other political parties are denying. They are allied in several organizations to present their displeasure with regard to it. And so the EC and her employer, the current government, are insisting purposely because they know the arrangement they are making toward it. We still stand to drop that voters register. Drop it. We say no to it in order to retain and stabilize the peace of the country. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Siba, for that submission. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Umar. Brother Abdurrahman, go ahead, and we have one final call after that. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brother Fuad. I would like to start with my brother Hassan in France. Brother Hassan, he said the NPP and the NDC are the same. I mean, that's totally wrong. The NDC and the NPP are not the same. The NDC, NDC made a mess of the half of the 63 years of our independence. And if there was a political party in Ghana that had the opportunity to correct things, it would have been the NDC. But they ruled Ghana for so many years, and yet they've got little to show for the years that they've ruled us. So the NPP did not have such an opportunity. So you cannot compare the two. It is a very unfair comparison to make. So the NPP and NDC, we're not the same. We're totally different political parties. Number two, my brother Siba, look, EC, you are telling me that since the president, His Excellency, appointed the current EC chair, so it means that he is in control, or he dictates to the EC chair as to how to conduct the elections.
Yes.
You see, brother Fuad,
no,
let me finish. You see, brother Fuad,
and I answered. That's all.
It's a rhetorical question. I did not invite you to speak. Brother Fuad, you see, when you do that, you put yourself in a very tight corner. What Brother Siba is telling us is that he's telling us that the NDC used to control the former EC. That is what he's telling us. He's telling us what they used to do. It means that they used to use that one to conduct elections. And, you know, with your own referee, Charlotte Osei, we defeated you humiliatingly. And why do you think?
You know that we don't control. You are rather
no.
Look,
that is a totally different topic. Charlotte Osei tried to do so many things, but failed. Charlotte Osei,
that we used to control. Or
when you are done, tell me so I can proceed.
Yes,
I'm done.
Brother, what I'm saying is that for the fact that with Charlotte Osei, someone whom NDC have appointed was in office and you were able to win, should let you know that you are accusing us for nothing, and it's a clear answer to your accusation.
Are you done?
That. Thank you.
Are you done?
Yes, I'm done.
Good. Brother, you know, we won the elections not because Charlotte Osei ran the election fairly. What happened was that our people at the polling stations were very vigilant. We made sure that ballot boxes were not stolen and snatched away and stuffed with NDC votes. We made sure that such things didn't happen. Look, we took a lesson from what your General Secretary, General Mosquito, said. He told us that elections are won at the polling stations. So we ensured that this time around, we are going to protect the ballot boxes. And that is what we did. After Charlotte Osei saw that the NPP won the election clearly, she was hesitant in declaring the winner. And that is what happened. It took pressure from people to advise her to declare the election. She didn't want to do that. And then what did we see? Kwaku Anyidoho and the rest at the EC office. What did they say? They said, what did they say? Comfortable lead. Isn't that what he said? He said the NDC, after realizing that they've lost the elections, they were still doing propaganda, saying that they are in a comfortable lead. So the NDC supporters should start celebrating. You know, when you do that, and the NDC supporters start celebrating, NPP supporters start celebrating, you are going to get chaos. So now, we have, you know, and you are also saying something, that is it because I'm not in Ghana? My brother, I think I would like to clear that notion. If somebody is not in Ghana, it does not mean that the person doesn't know what is happening.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. It does not mean that.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. I'm saying if somebody is not in Ghana, it does not necessarily mean that the person does not know what is happening in Ghana. It is very possible that I even know what is happening in Ghana better than you do. Because here's the case, I'll just give you one example. Here's the case, you said Abu Ramadan is an NDC member. But I corrected you sitting here in South Africa. You see, so that argument, I mean, it should be put aside. It's not a valid argument to make. Whether I'm in America, I'm in South Africa, wherever I am, I'm in touch with whatever is happening in Ghana.
Let's bring in our final caller. And
all right, okay.
That way we can give you the chance to give your closing remarks. You're listening to Qibla FM. My name is Fuad Umar. Log on to our website, www.qiblafm.com. Grab the phone numbers, call in, and bring your take. Say a word or two. Your name and where you're calling from. Call on the line.
Hi, Fuad. Mualim Tantata, I'm back.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think I have to make this quick correction. Even though Brother Rahman clearly stated that he's a principled person, he don't change his stand. That he stood by his word that NDC never won election credibly. Very well, he should take it. That's his opinion. But what I'm trying to say is that this particular network is a very huge platform, very big platform. Mr. Fad, you shouldn't allow somebody to just come and talk without any evidence. He was giving example of that 2092 election because of what happened in the presidential election. They boycotted parliamentary election. That is NPP for you. They always have an excuse to give. But let me not change the topic for discussion. I know we are discussing the voters register. Why there is no need for a new voters register or why there should be a new voters register. That's the topic for discussion. I'm not going to change the topic for discussion. But what I'm trying to say is that, you see, when EC, the Electoral Commission, on the last IPAC meeting that she held with the political parties and the eminent people that she has selected to be advising her, when EC was questioning that when are you going to prepare the final register, she said that the register will be ready on the 8th of November. That is less than a month to election. And it is very clear that the political parties must have the voters registered 3 weeks before the election. And that particular voters register, we are going to use it in filing our parliamentary candidates and our presidential candidate. And meanwhile, your register will be ready less than a month to election. And you are expecting us to do this? Hard forward. You see? So what we are saying is that, one, time factor, and two, the kind of reasons that EC is giving, there is no reason at all. The machine that is performing for you, this particular register that we are using, they just ended election. You said that the machine performed 96.4%. And today, you are dropping the machine that is performing 96% for you to bring some machine that you don't know how it's going to work. And more to the point, the last point that Brother Rahman just made on this thing, whether is in South Africa or is in wherever he knows what is going on. Let me tell him, but I will not blame him. I know that the 6 million Ghana cedis that is allocated in the 2020 budget for the party communicators, he has his share. That's why he's talking the way he's doing. Because you can't come and be labeling allegations without proof. What I'm saying is that NDC won election credibly.
Brother Abdurrahman, I'll let you get involved because he's saying that you doing a great injustice to the listeners because you're saying things that are not true, okay? And that, it's not a good way to do things. Go ahead and respond to that, brother.
Brother, the brother is trying very hard to twist the reality. What the electoral commissioner told the various parties is that the final copies of the registration. I'm telling you, that's what happened. She will be submitting copies to the various political parties in November, and not that the final registration will be done in November. That is not what the electoral commissioner said. You should check your records. Bradford, the electoral commissioner submitted to them the time. Can I speak? You see, these NDC people,
Go ahead,
they like doing this. Yes. The electoral commissioner spelled out to the various political parties how things are going to be conducted. And she's giving them the time frames. And it will end in November, meaning that copies of the register will be submitted to the various political parties in November before elections. And for the information, Bradford, they keep talking about timing. We've had registrations done in an election year in Ghana. Maybe you guys don't check the records. We've had registrations done in the election year. And look, the electoral commissioner is the ones that is the referee is saying that the match should be held at 2 o'clock.
Go ahead.
So why do you want to change the time?
Go ahead. The
electoral commissioner is saying that things will be done in time before the election. What is your problem?
Go ahead. Caller from Ghana. Go ahead. Yes.
You see, it's very clear that Abdurrahman don't have the facts. The woman said that the final register will be ready on the 8th of November. She gave it. But look at
that's not true. That's not true. Give us the proof. Bradford, tell him to give us the proof. Where did she say so? Where did she say so? Give us the proof. You can't just make allegations and run with it.
I'm saying that the last IPAC meeting that was held, that was the response the last IPAC meeting that was held.
That is a diluted information that your representatives came and gave to you. Your representatives at the IPAC, they misinformed you. That is not what she said.
Just tell me when did the woman say that the register will be ready? Tell me the
truth. Stop calling her the woman. That's the electoral commissioner.
Is she a man? Is she not a woman?
Is it not? She's telling you.
Thank you, the caller from Ghana. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Brother Pat. This particular
she's telling you that you will get copies in November. That is why she's telling you.
The next time
on the 8th of November.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, what I'm saying is that the woman didn't have any tangible reason for change of the register. She said that she's going to add, and when she was asked, she said she's going to add this facial recognition. But fact, worldwide, everybody, everywhere in the world knows that the fingerprint is more authentic than the facial recognition. The facial recognition, its performance at the highest level is 80%. Its performance at the highest level is 80%. But the fingerprint that we are using has performed 96.4% for you. And you are dropping that one and bringing in another one that has the potential of performing 80%. The highest percentage that it can perform is 80%. There is no reason for this. But to end my submission or my contribution to this program, I want Brother Rahman to be very clear. what EC is doing is just the agenda of the NPP that she is pursuing and nothing else. The NPP were in opposition crying for this register. Today they are in power. They fraudulently sacked Charlotte Osei, bring in someone that will do their work for them. And they are doing that and nothing else. That is what they are pursuing and nothing else. But what we are saying is that whether they change register or they do not change register, Ghanaians are fed up. Ghanaians are fed up with this super incompetent government under this sleeping president that is being presiding over corruption, presiding over, I don't know how to even describe this particular government. Ghanaians are fed up. If you are in South Africa enjoying the 6 million Ghana cedis that is allocated in the budget for the party communicators, you are enjoying yours over there. You don't know what we are going through in Ghana here. We are telling you the reality.
30% budget for the party communicators.
It's total. They are totally engaging in something that is Ghanaians are even not understanding. So what we are saying is that Ghanaians are going to vote you out, whether with new register or old register, whatever.
Thank you so much, the brother from Ghana. We appreciate the contribution. You're listening to Kibla FM. My name is Fuad Omar. Our website, www.kiblafm.com. Log on, access our resources, grab the details on how you can become a part of this political open discussion. Brother Siba, I'd like you to take 3 minutes and give your closing remarks, and let's move over to Brother Abdurrahman to do the same. Go ahead.
Thank you, Brother Fuad. I guess the callers have made much justice to Brother as well as other cherished leaders out there. We are stick by our words. Don't stick to our words. We should drop that frauded or that fraud. I won't call it a register. They want to fraud and then to jeopardize with the peace of this nation. They should just drop it for peace to prevail. And besides, Brother Rahman should also withdraw the saying we have never won an election credibly, as he states. Honestly, when to continue with that stand, then he has to come out with the evidences and proof to convince our cherished listener out there than keeping them in suspense, which of course is too bad. I would like to say salam alaikum. Thank you very much.
Thank you to Brother Siba for your participation and contribution. Brother Abdurrahman, take 3 minutes and do the same. Closing remarks.
Brother, I would like to start with Brother Dantata. He made an allegation, and I wish there was another Islamic scholar to call in to admonish him on those falsehoods that he leveled against me. I still receive a first one.
30% budget from the NPP.
I am a very independent person. I have my own principles, and I always stand by my principles because nobody fits me. Look, Brother Dantata, I just want to tell you one thing. NPP won the last elections with Charlotte Osei at the helm of affairs. And we won by a very large margin. And we won with that same old register. So we are not afraid of the old register. It is the electoral commissioner that deems it fit that the register should be changed. And she has produced the timelines, and she provided all the political parties with details of how she's going to go about things. So the NDC should stop crying foul and stop threatening the peace of the country. Now, when you start describing His Excellency the President in the words that you use, what you do is that you place John Mahama, the dead goat, on the altar of sacrifice. And for now, I'm restrained. I'm going to hold my fire. But the next time you use such words against the president, you will see what I'm going to do to John Mahama. Now, the message from the NDC is this, that no NDC member should participate in the registration. That's what they said. So I urge all the NDC members to stay away from the registration when it's open.
because they intend not to participate in the coming elections if a new register is going to be compiled. So I urge them to obey their leaders and stay away from the registration. That is all I have to say, Bradford. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you to you, Brother Abdurrahman, for your participation and contribution. Do log on to our website, www.kiblafm.com, and make a use of our resources. So, hey, you agree to disagree. Political open discussion. It's not everything that, two individuals say that would be 100% alike. At times, they're going to agree. At times, they're going to disagree. But the bottom line is that it's politics, okay? Because sometimes people have their own interest, and other times they mean well. They just, they love the nation, Ghana, and they want to make sure that the right things are done. But NDC, NPP, they don't make up they're not the difference makers. It's you, the listeners, okay, the voters. You have the final say. So whatever that they decide to do does not mean that you're out of the game. You have the final say. Come election day, you have a choice. You have a choice to vote for the person that you think is best for Ghana, and you need to vote because voting is it's a process. It's a big responsibility, and you don't want to waste it. So do be a part of it. And Cable FM will be back soon to engage on so many topics. So many topics. Log on to our website again, www.kiblafm.com. Access our resources. If you've missed previous episodes of Political Open Discussion, log on to our website, we'll listen and grab the details and reach out to Kibble FM. We'll get back to you. And if you would want to be a part of this discussion, you want to appear on one of these episodes, you're welcome to reach out and let us know that you're ready for action. And Kibble FM will make it happen. Until our next presentation, my name is Fuad Umar. I say peace.